Oh, we're live. Well, hi there. We're live on Facebook.
Welcome in.
We're hanging here at Cadets Toys and Comics in Spring Hill, Tennessee. It's not that pretty of a night, got a lot of rain, but you know what? We do have something really exciting to show you. What do we have, Curtis?
We got Lorcana, Into the Inklands.
Woo!
Just came out, soon to be released, and we're going to do some box breaks, kind of go over a little bit over some of the different material you can get. Come on into Cadets for sure. If you see anything you like today, by all means, Cadets, Toys and Comics, you can see us online. I'm also going to be looking at the chat, so if anybody has any questions, I'm here to help out. Let me know, okay?
Yeah, so Lorcana is a relatively new TCG game or trading card game that came out last year based around Disney. We've been playing it here in the shop since last year, and we've had a whole lot of fun doing it. This is now the third release of cards, third release of products, and it's starting to take its stride. So what are some things that we might see in these boxes that we're going to open tonight?
So we're definitely going to see some good cards. So things to get excited about is we got locations. That's a big change within the new set. We have locations. So that's a new, we'll call it mechanic of how the game is played. So you're going to see different places within the Disney franchises that are iconic. And so as we see them, we'll highlight a little bit what those were. And you're also going to see some great cards. You're going to see hopefully some shiny ones, real shiny ones.
So each pack, all the boxes, the booster boxes here come with 24 packs. Each pack has 12 cards. The first 9 cards, I believe, or first 8 cards are all common or uncommon.
I believe so, yeah.
Then the next 2 cards are going to be different rarities, whether it's rare, super rare, or legendary. The last card is a foil-coated card. The big hit, it would be an enchanted card.
Yeah.
So enchanteds are full foil, full art, and they are the product hits. And there's 18 of them this time around. So we're hoping to get at least one tonight. Think we can do it?
Yeah, I'm pretty optimistic for sure.
All right. Well, why don't we get in and open one of these boxes, and then after that we can go over some of these other products that people are going to see in the store here.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Let's get it started.
All right.
So we're gonna take a look at this big difference now. We've got wrapping now on the beautiful Into the Inklands box.
Yeah, the first 2 releases did not come with any kind of shrink wrapping, so there was a lot of concern about, not fraudulent necessarily activity, but people maybe taking packs out. But regardless, Ravensburger finally got smart and shrink wrapped them, so we know that our product is good and safe, and we're getting everything we're supposed to get. All right. Still have to do the fancy opening here. Something satisfying about opening the box like that, though.
No, yeah, the pull tab is good.
Yeah. All right. So like I said, we get 12 cards per pack, 24 packs per box. And the hit rates have been pretty good. We're hoping we get an enchanted, but maybe we get some other cool stuff. So
we got different art on the front of these things. So we got a Piglet.
We got Minnie in her spelunking outfit. I didn't know she ever did that, but Mouse.
She does in Inklands.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of the different Disney characters. They're not going to be always in the iconic way you see, but they're a little bit different. So you'll see a Stitch that likes water and he's surfing, things like that. Astronaut Stitch, like we got on the sleeves here. So we're opening them up. Here we go.
All right. So first card, Kick Cloud Kicker from Sapphire. Nice ward card early in the game. 1 cost. Action of Olympus would be that way.
So we got Titans in this set now.
Della Duck. This is also our first foray into DuckTales. Can't say I know too much about that one, but I'm sure I'll be watching it now. I Will Find My Way, a song in action. This comes from Hercules. Magic Brooms. We get yet again more brooms. I think there's at least 2 in this set.
I do think there's going to be a broom deck coming. You're going to see a lot of different brooms in this set, I believe, and that's one of them. And they all kind of work in unison. It's kind of a way of making decks themed to certain ways. So you'll see Mickey his brooms from Fantasia.
Yep. We got Baloo and his quick patch action, removing up to 3 damage from chosen location. Obviously, with the locations coming now, we really have a lot of options of ways to score and ways to win. And you can actually heal your location so it doesn't get taken out as quick. Tinkerbell Generous Fairy, another good amber card. May reveal a character card and put it into your hand. It's nice. And it looks like we have our first land.
So this is what I was talking about with location. So it's a different type of card, and you'll see it looks very different too. So when you play it and during the game, you hit it sideways.
Yep.
So the art really pops. It's most of the card.
So it's going to be a 3 cost to play it. It costs 3 to move an individual character card to this location, and it has a willpower or health rating of 7. So it takes 7 attack for this to be taken off the table. One interesting fact is your characters, or your opponent's characters, can challenge these directly without taking damage. Otherwise, while a character is here, when they're challenged and banished, they also banish the challenging character, which, if you remember from the first series of cards, Cusco had that exact same effect. If he was banished, the character that challenged him got banished. So
and go figure, it's Cusco's palace.
Yeah.
That is the location.
Yeah.
So that's from, what's the movie?
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, so
all right,
great movie there.
Charterbox
Okay.
followers. Another 1 cost. Whenever this character quests, you may banish them to draw a card. That will be interesting to see.
Boom, another legend.
So
Location
this is our
time,
first our first rare. It's Maui's Place of Exile. This one is going to tie into the resist schematic, or not schematic, but mechanic. I'm guessing my volume's a little off, so he's going to move this nicely for me. Thank you, Tommy, for the assistance. All right, so that's Maui's Place of Exile. Great looking card.
So you're going to get at least 2 rares and then 1 shiny one at the end.
Yep, and this is On Your Feet Now. From Captain Hook.
Great movie.
Ready all your characters and deal 1 damage to each of them. They can't quest for the rest of this turn. So it's a way to salvage your characters from being taken out by a challenge, but you do take damage, so it's risky. And then our foil is Kakamora from
I have
Moana.
no clue.
From Moana.
Yeah.
So there's our first foil. Hopefully we get some nice legendaries or more rare cards. So that's first pack. We'll leave that one out here to be seen. And then this time around, instead of having like a diorama or a 4-piece card set that you can build, you've got new rules about locations and damage and everything. So these will be nice to have, but everybody that buys a box is going to have plenty of them. So it'll be nice extra stuff for you. So first pack, not too bad.
Not too bad. We're waiting for some big shiny ones. That's what we're looking for. So the big hits you want to see is they have different logos on the bottom. So there's a legendary, is the big one, and then Enchanted's that's the chase. Yeah. That's what everybody wants. That's what everybody's here for.
So here we got Rufus. Where is Rufus from?
Miss Bianca. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bernard. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping they do Rescuers.
He's the
Down
old
under.
cat. The wise cat.
Ba-boom! Deal 2 damage to chosen character or location. This will be getting a lot of play, I would assume.
As a steel player myself, I think that's going to be a massive card that you're going to see. It's inkable, which is something that you can use to generate a resource to play in the game. Very strong, very strong.
Yeah, and steel already has so much damage-causing cards. This is just another one in their arsenal.
Yeah.
Peter Pan, a new rush card. Also, your character while you have a character named Tinkerbell in play, this character gets 2+ attack. So he will have some help if you've got Tinkerbell out there. And he scores 2 lore. DeVille Manor, early game location, get you 1 lore. Cheap to get players there, or cheap to get characters there, that is. And it might get you a couple turns of lore out. Bestow a gift. Move 1 damage counter from chosen character to a chosen opposing character. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of damage movement in this new set.
Yeah, especially with Amethyst, which is the color he's looking at right now. You have cards like Maleficent, things like that, as a legendary that you're going to be looking for.
Next we got Miss Bianca, who's a Singer 4. Usually when they've got Singer 4, that means there's probably going to be a 4-cost action or song coming. So I would assume we probably have something big in this set.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Miss Bianca and Bernard.
Oh, Bernard.
Yeah.
Nani, Protective Sister, another bodyguard. She has a really good stat line with 3 attack and 6 willpower, scores 2 lore, and gets out on turn 5.
Yeah.
I think she's got a good place in the Amber set.
Decent card, and it's nice to see Nani show up. So we had in the prior sets, we had a lot of Stitch cards, a lot of Stitch love, but we didn't have Nani, and she's pretty.
We got Bubbles before Nani.
Yeah.
How about
so
that?
That's
messed up.
Nani's arrived.
Anyway, next we've got Kit Cloud Kicker, tough guy, sky surfing. When you play this character, you may return chosen opposing character with 2 attack or less to their player's hand.
I think this is a sneaky card. I think that people underestimate that. I think this is going to be phenomenal for aggro decks.
Yeah.
And early game, rush kind of style. I think you're going to see this guy kind of come in and surprise people, pushing things back to their hands. So I really think that's a sleeper uncommon, if you will.
Especially if you push back a Captain Hook or something with Challenger
Oh,
that
yeah.
can take your character out.
Start
lick and
questing.
split.
So questing is a way to gain resources in the game to win.
Next up, we've got Last Ditch Effort, another action which allows you to exert chosen opposing character, then chosen character of yours gains Challenger +2, so they get to attack for a lot more. This is one of the cards I don't know that's going to have a big place.
Yeah, I'm seeing some of the actions, and I think they're great. I just don't always understand the big effects. Aren't always as good as I had hoped. So, it being an action, is it going to see play? It's 3 cost, uninkable. It's kind of
It's a tech card for sure.
Yeah, maybe you see it in drafts, things like that.
Yeah. Next up, for our first rare of this pack, Moana, Born Leader. She's a shiftable character, so she can shift on 3. So if you're playing Amber, you can play. Sorry, that's Lilo. You can play the Moana from set 2. Isn't there a 1 or 2 cost Moana?
I can't recall.
I'd have to look back. I haven't played her in any of my decks, so it's kind of hard to know. But whenever this character quests while at a location, so whether it's any of the red or whatever color locations you play with, you can ready all other characters, and they can't quest for the rest of the turn. So it's a nice way to protect your characters. Ooh, our first
Boom,
legendary.
That's it. That's the one. So
And-
I think this is a chase card. I think this is what people really want to see.
Yeah.
Good pull, man.
This may be a meta shifting card.
There's some shenanigans you can do with steel. So like from the first set, you have a super rare called A Whole New World. And so what you'll see is on the card, if you read it, what does it say on the bottom?
Well, first of all, it's a shift 5, so you can get it out earlier than its 7 cost to play by itself, and it'll be already ready to act.
Boom.
It's evasive. Huge. Evasive took a big turn late in the last set when people started figuring out that you can win some games by getting around Ruby Amethyst with evasives. But its big power is that during your turn, while this character is exerted, and you draw a card, you gain a lore. So if you draw any card, you gain 1 lore. So hypothetically, if you have A Whole New World in your hand and you shift him on turn 5, he's ready to sing. You sing Whole New World with him. You discard all your cards in your hand, and you draw 7 new ones. Well, what do you get to do if you draw 7 cards?
You get 7 lore, which is huge.
Yeah.
And if you already have a board state, you might be able to sing Whole New World with another character, and then sing another one, and then you're looking at half the game just
In 1 turn.
in 1 turn. So it's kind of one of those, what is it, OTK, which is a one-turn kill or something like that.
Yeah, well, it's 1 turn banished, we should say. OTB.
Oh, yeah, banish.
Disney characters don't die; they just get banished.
They go to happy places.
Yeah. But anyway, that's our first really big one.
That is actually, I think, one of the big chase cards.
Yeah.
So I think that one and Ursula.
And then our foil is Prince John.
Yeah.
And for anybody that knows me, they know that my favorite Disney movie of all time is Robin Hood. So this is a big hit for me. It may not be that big of a card because it's uninkable. Does quest for 2, has a decent willpower. Whenever you quest with this character, each opponent with more lore than you loses 2 lore. So I think it does have a place in lore removal or lore stealing, kind of like Aladdin did in the first set. But there's so few spots that people want to give for inkable cards that it may be hard to get a 5 cost inkable out there without a bigger stat line.
Yeah, typically when you see the cost of cards that are uninkable, they usually have a unique power, and they're pretty strong. They're more strong than the casual normal card of a 5 cost per se. So sometimes putting those in your deck is kind of a risk reward, double-edged sword. Great cards, but let's share on the board, huh?
Yeah. All right, pack 3. I'm going to try to speed up just a little bit, so not.
Yeah, once we kind of go through the cards, we can kind of we'll see some repeats for sure.
Yeah.
Boom,
Next
another,
up,
yeah, location.
Forbidden Mountain.
The big hype part is these locations. If they're going to be big, if they're not, going.
Another Rufus. So I'm going to kind of, like I said, I'm going to kind of speed through some of these. New Mickey Mouse Stalwart Explorer character gets 1+ attack for each location you have in play, so he does benefit from having multiple locations. There will be several cards that do that. Billy Bones, Keeper of the Map. It's from Treasure Planet. Correct?
Yes.
Big stat line, 6/5, basically a Maui without rush. So good card, and he does score for lore. So if you use a mechanic that allows you to put characters out with rush, or to actually use the action to give them rush, this would be a great card for that. And he can score on another turn. Zazu.
Boom.
Another character from
My
Lion
nickname
King.
in high school.
Oh, yeah?
Zazu. Yeah.
Is there a good explanation for
No,
that?
it's terrible. It's because I have a big nose. They call me Zazu.
Okay,
My
well,
friends.
I'm sorry.
Bad memories with Zazu.
Well, you might not want to play this card then.
I don't know. What does he do again? Let me see.
While this character is at a location, he gets +1 lore, so he scores for 2 if he's at a location. But he's only 1 health, so he's a risk.
It's not a bad, yeah.
For a 1 cost,
He's great,
not
I
bad.
think, for kind of an aggro Russian green.
Yep.
So you have, I mean,
Especially depending on what the cost is to move. If you have a 1 cost location, then you can move him and play the location in the same turn. Then you get 2 lore on your second turn, no matter what.
absolutely, yeah.
Joshua Sweet, I think that's from Atlantis, Lost Empire. Another bodyguard, 4 cost this time. Like Nani was a 5 cost, he's a 4 cost bodyguard, scores 2 lore. Not much of a stat line as far as attack. He has a 1 attack, but he also does have 5 willpower, so he does stick around for a little bit. But just another bodyguard to help your Amber decks. Our first puppy, Rolly, the hungry
Rolly.
one. This is the one I always identify
He's looking
with.
at his food bowl.
Yeah.
You know, he's ready to eat.
Yeah,
The whole movie, he's ready to eat.
exactly.
He's still ready to eat.
There's going to be a lot of puppies. This is our first one. I would assume we see a bunch more.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, another good card, Ursula. This is going to be another, I would say, meta-changing card.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's been some songs from the prior sets that have been very strong, almost too strong. This is a card that kind of can manage that can dial it in.
Allows you to steal another player's, well, not steal, but allows you to get rid of another player's song just by playing this card.
So I think that she is a staple for most Emerald decks. So what you'll see a lot is in Emerald is kind of strong lore, not big bodies, and you're worried about big action songs, things like that. So you put her out to defend your creatures that might be a little on the weaker side.
Next up, we got Mama Odie.
Oh, yeah.
Uninkable 6 cost. Whenever this character quests, you may move up to 2 damage counters from chosen character to another chosen opposing character. So once again, some more damage movement. Scores 2 lore if you decide to quest. Also has a pretty decent stat line at 3/6. So pretty good.
Oh, there it is. This is one of my favorite arts. You're going to
Yeah.
see it right here too.
Yeah, this is featured on the new deck boxes and deck sleeves that you can buy here at Cadets
Yeah.
on Friday. And they're great.
Beautiful art.
Also,
Shout out to John. What's it, John Lauren?
John Lauren. He's done the first Robin Hood card. He's done several cards
Yeah.
that Curtis and I actually really are fond of.
So you'll see, you can get a deck box here.
Yep. And a little heads up, our Cadets Lorcana League will be starting up this Saturday, technically, with our starter deck tournament, but we're going to start having weekly league play. And one of the ways you can earn points in the league is to actually play with accessories just like this. So any accessory that's purchasable like this, the deck sleeves or mats, will be
Absolutely.
awarded points.
We're kind of showing off this already. You can see that as the playmat we're using right now. The
Right.
new Stitch.
But anyway,
playmat.
we got great Robin Hood card. Once again,
Yeah,
my favorite character. So huge scoring, 4 lore, 4/5 stat line, 6 cost inkable. I think he's got a place in most decks that have either a mid-range or a late-game presence.
And this is one you want to see in draft. Picking something
sure.
like that to finish a game with, a big body.
Next up, a rare action song, Friend Like Me with the Genie. Allows each player puts the top 3 cards of their deck into their inkwell face down and exerted.
So this is a ramp card through
it's
and through. And you ramp both players. So if you're looking at more of a high-end deck where you're looking at dropping 5 drops, 6 drops, 7 inks, 7, 8, 9, that's when you start looking at that as a great avenue. And there's also some things I believe with whenever you ink with some of the cards, you can get lore.
Grammatala.
Yeah.
The legendary Grammatala allows you to score a lore for every card that you ink.
And-
so this would be a 3 lore score like that.
And she can sing it
Yeah.
too. So
She can.
it's a little like one turn knockout if you can get it going. You said there's Dalmatians.
Yeah, more puppies. It's our first foil puppy. But so there's 5 different of this card, Dalmatian Puppy Tail Wagger, all with different art. But you'll see at the bottom, it's card number 4, but this is card 4D. So this is the D variation. There'll be A, B, C, D, and E variations. So this is the D one.
So my understanding with the story is that the artists that made that submitted a bunch of them, and they found that they just loved them all, so they printed them all. So you'll see a lot of the different variations in the same the Dalmatian and the couch, the same thing.
We have any comments or anything? Anybody chiming in yet?
We got big Robin Hood guy. Trent is.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who said that?
I think Cadets did.
Oh, Cadets did.
Yeah, I'm not too good.
No.
We got a little
Come
comic
on.
culture, so let's go.
If you got questions, get on here, ask us. If you're excited to see these cards, what card are you excited to see? You know, comment down below. Next up, King Louis. I think this is a better card than the King Louis we had in Rise of the Floodborn.
Yeah, that one was terrible. I didn't
Scores
like it.
3 lore, has a 7/7 attack and willpower, 7 cost, inkable. So that's the big one. He probably won't get played too much, but within the Sapphire decks, you do get a chance to ramp. So he might get out way earlier than 7.
You know, one of the things I don't like about is that there's no Mowgli.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah.
I assume he's
We
coming.
get the Jungle Book has characters in the first set, second set, I believe, but no Mowgli. Mowgli's like the, you know, the boy, the lost boy. You know?
No Bagheera, no none of the elephants, no technically no Ka.
They gotta put the elephants, and then the one with the little bamboo stick.
Yep.
Or the colonel.
Yeah.
That actually be pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, Robin Hood, great, 1 cost, 2/2. I wish he was a 1/3 just for the fact that he'd be able to stick around a little longer in the early game, but he's a great shift target. And hopefully we'll get the shiftable character in here later. Next, Kakamora, which we saw earlier in the foil. Another I Will Find My Way. Yeah, another Magic Broom. This is a different one than we saw earlier. While this character is at a location, it gets +2 attack. So at 3 cost, becomes a 3/5 attack willpower. Neverland, another location. No specific action here, just a 1 cost to play it, 1 cost to move a character there. Has 4 willpower and scores you 1 lore per turn.
It's like definitely a good 1-drop. Putting that down turn 1, really, if you're going aggro or something like that, that'll stick around. There's not many things that could take that out the next turn.
Yeah, especially if it's early.
And then you can move things to it that get a benefit from it as well.
Another great Robin Hood related card, Trigger, not so sharpshooter. I love that his function is called Old Betsy.
That's the name of his crossbow?
Yeah, that's the name of his crossbow that he pets and said, Old Betsy.
I didn't read that part. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So your character's named Nutsy, which is his compadre, get 1+ lore. So he's kind of like Flotsam and Jetsam. You get some interplay between characters that are, you know, from the same movie.
I didn't know that.
Another Queen card. I actually love the art on this one.
Yeah, it's actually good. Some of the art, I believe, in my personal opinion, has stepped up a little bit. Yeah. And the detail that you see is just outstanding.
Whenever this character quests, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order. So this is a great card if you want to set up the next 3 turns for yourself. You know what you're getting. Cursed Merfolk. This is going to be huge in aggro decks.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of this.
Yeah, 1 cost, scores 2 lore. Has no attack power, but when it's challenged and banished, you get they have to discard. So for green Emerald, which already strives on discard, this is just a great card for that, and a good one to have at a rare.
Super rare here.
Yeah, super rare is Windy Darling.
I like Windy Darling.
Why do you like Windy Darling?
I think Sapphire lacks a little power sometimes, and so you had Phil from the first set, I believe, that was a support. It was exact mimic of that card, but it didn't have Ward, and so Ward protects your minions or a little bit for more than 1 turn usually. There's things that you can get around it, but they're a little stickier on the battlefield. So when you bring out Windy, then quest with her, you can throw, say, your 2-drop or your 1-drop into something that challenges. I mean, you could really devastate the board state, which I think Sapphire lacks a little bit.
So for our foil, we've got a rare. Let's see, what do we get? Cursed Merfolk, same pack.
Boom.
Got foil and regular. How about that? That's a good one. You know, these foils and the rarities are kind of hard to get, actually, especially legendaries. So if we see one of those, I'll be extremely happy. But
that is from the Little Mermaid, in Ursula's cave.
Yep.
There's some lost souls.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Next location from Sapphire, McDuck Manor. Good stat line, costs 1 to move players here, 9 attack or willpower, scores 2 lore every turn that it's on the field. It only costs 4 to get out, and that's in a color combination that typically ramps, so you might be able to get it out. If you're playing Grandma Tala, you're playing the Mickey. I mean, actually, I guess it won't matter too much then, but if you're playing Grandma Tala, you can get it out a turn early.
It's one of those high locations. Some of the locations that I think you're going to see a lot are low-cost ones. So that's one, to be seen. I'm not sure how that will stick or not, as far as being meta or playable.
Yeah. Razul from Aladdin. While his character has no damage, he gets +2 attack. Very similar to who was the character from the last set that was silver or steel? Came from Tiana, the Princess and the Frog movie. Lawrence. He was a 0-4, but when he had no damage, he was a 4-4.
It was a Horus. Horus?
Lawrence.
Okay, yeah.
I'm 99% sure at least.
I believe it, yeah.
Next, Jim Hawkins. A good 3/2, 2-drop. Not bad. If it was a 3/3, I think it'd be really strong.
Beautiful card, though. A good action pose. I think the art is great on that one.
Speaking of Flotsam and Jetsam, here's our first from this set. Jetsam, he's a ward character, and then when you have Flotsam on the board, he also gains ward. And I think when you have Flotsam on the board, Jetsam gains evasive, if I remember correctly. Or at least that's what it was in the first set.
Yeah, the first one was that.
Magic Carpet finally gets a card.
Yeah, I think this is great.
Yeah, it allows you to move a character to a location for free. Just a nice little feature. It's also evasive, so it sticks around a little bit longer than other cards potentially. A little bit susceptible to early damage from steel, but other than that, he sticks around. Next, Kida, or Kaida. I have not seen this movie, I'll be honest. But
from Atlantis.
From Atlantis Lost Empire. She's got a really good legendary card that would be nice to hit.
And one nice thing about that card is that you got a little theming with the on the bottom of some cards. They have some flavor text, if you will, kind of going about a line from a movie or something they might say.
And this one's actually
so this one's in Atlanteans because there's a whole language in that movie if you've seen it.
Yeah.
It's a little flavor.
Next, we've got Tiana's Palace. I bet we could probably get some beignets there. Yeah.
Mickey beignets.
Oh, you like the Mickey beignets better?
Mickey tastes better.
Everything tastes better when it's Mickey shaped. Anyway, this is another location. 3 cost uninkable. Cost 2 to move people there, but it does have a big willpower. Characters can't be challenged while here. So if you get this out and you got some good high lore scoring characters, you can run away with it unless somebody has removable.
Great, strong card, but there's a downfall of uninkable, and it costs 2 to move your character. So it's one of those, if you can get it going and rolling, it is outstanding.
An interesting card, another for Hey. Once per turn, when this character moves to a location, each opponent loses a lore. So once again, kind of like, I don't remember who it was earlier, but you get to actually steal lore, which is a nice feature, especially now with there being so many ways for people to score big early.
It's kind of like Aladdin from the first set, but cheaper.
How far I'll go, there's also the art featured on the playmat here.
Yeah, this one right here. Beautiful art.
Yep. Allows you to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one into your hand and the other into your inkwell face down. So it's a draw power card and a ramp card at the same time. Not bad. And it's a 4 cost, so as we said earlier, you have some 4 singers this time around.
Grab those playmats. They're going to go fast.
Oh, you know they will. First rare for Stitch, Covert Agent. He's evasive, 3/3, 5 cost, and while he's at a location, he gains ward. So can't be targeted, which is nice. Might get some decent use in Emerald, especially if it's an Emerald aggro deck that plays locations.
He's going to be competing with some other the 5 drops, though. We'll see.
You got Gyro Gear Loose or Gyro Gear Loose. I mean, Gyro sounds good right about now. Yeah, I could go for one of those. Anyway, back to the task at hand. This allows you to put any item card from your discard onto the top of your deck. So if you're playing an item deck, you might be able to return them and get secondary use out of them. Popsicle.
Yeah, so that Sapphire runs a lot of items. So having recursion now added to the game where you can bring items back. So bringing back a Popsicle, say, like that for Banished. Pretty strong mechanic. It does take a body to get down, and you have to spend a turn kind of getting it set up. But it's one of those cards that there's a card called the Lucky Dime. Hopefully we get to see it. It's a legendary. I mean, bringing back something like that was destroyed,
could be game changing.
Yeah, pretty huge.
Our foil, Alice, a super rare.
I love the art on that one.
When you exert her, you get to exert chosen opposing character, and then all other opposing characters with the same name. So, who has a lot of cards in the set? Stitch. So hypothetically, you could choose to exert a stitch card of the opponent, and then all the other stitches they have on their board are exerted and can't quest, can't attack.
And Beast has a lot of legendaries, a lot of strong cards.
Yep.
From the prior sets.
So let's see, we're 6 packs in. Pretty happy with this. That
No,
Jafar's
that
still
Jafar is a huge hit. Yeah, definitely something to chase.
I think a playset of that's in my future.
Yeah, you just don't want to be on the other side of that one. So
right.
these got some more DuckTales.
Yeah, some more DuckTales. Lena Sabruing, or
she's got her
Saberwing.
dark magic.
Saberwing probably makes more sense. She's a rush card, 1/3 attack. I don't know that a rush 1 attack is going to be very helpful, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, very situational. Maybe something you see in draft. You know, she can come in to finish off a low character and surprise people. Maybe a bodyguard character like Simba, and then your other characters come past her.
McDuck Manor, which we've already seen. Minnie Mouse, which is the art featured on the pack. While this character is at a location, she gets +2 attack. I think the Mickey is similar. There's that. Agrabah, our first red location or ruby location. Good early game, 3 cost, 1 cost to move it, 5 health or willpower, and then it gains 2 lore every turn.
Very strong card.
Yep.
So you're going to see stuff like that come down, I think, for sure.
Especially with it being on turn 3 in a sense, because that avoids getting, with a 5 willpower, it takes 2 characters that early in the game to take it out, and it's early enough that you're not going to run into Maui's and other cards that have big attack.
Yeah, and Ruby's got some strong reckless characters that you can get down early, turn 2, strong one, to kind of defend that location.
Don Carnage or Carnage, whichever one, however you want to say it. I like to jazz it up a little bit.
Jazz it up.
Prince of Pirates, nice evasive, another evasive in Emerald. We already got Tinkerbell and Genie and another the Cheshire Cat that you can shift. A lot of good evasives in Emerald. Good stat line, 4/4 attack and willpower, 2 lore scoring, inkable.
Great draft card.
Great draft.
You want to see that.
Heal what has been hurt from Rapunzel and or Tangle, excuse me. Allows you to remove up to 3 damage from chosen character and draw a card. So in a sense, it's Rapunzel without being able to draw as many cards, and you can do it 1 or a few turns earlier. Good card. I think I would probably still play Rapunzel instead.
Yeah, I think that's going to be there for some heal decks, kind of surprise heals, things like that. Maybe good in a draft sense.
Yeah. Windy Darling, a really good draft card.
Yeah.
Early game, 2 lore, big back end with 3 willpower. She sticks around for a little bit.
Kind of a cheaper Caterpillar if you're familiar with prior sets.
Yep, cheaper, earlier.
Not as big of a lore getter, but
no, but you might get 2 turns out of her, whereas Caterpillar you get 1.
There we go. We got another Robin Hood.
Another Robin Hood card.
Yeah.
This one's an interesting one. Friar Tuck, 4 cost, 2/4, 2 lore. When you play this character, the player or players with the most cards in their hand chooses and discards a card. So if you're low on cards, here's another Emerald that allows you to make the other team or the other player discard.
That's for aggro. When you're throwing a bunch of cards down, you're emptying your hand real fast. It punishes the other player for being a little bit more conservative. So this is one of the big locations, I think.
This is Jolly Roger.
Oh, okay, yeah.
1 cost uninkable, 2 to move it, unless you have Jim Hawkins, which can move for free. 5 willpower, allows characters to gain rush while they're there, and your pirate characters may move there for free. So there's a lot of pirates in this set.
There's going to be a pirate players for sure.
Also,
I'll definitely get one going.
Also, this card does come as a promotional card in the that you can actually gain playing in the league here. So if you hit a certain point threshold, this will be one of the giveaway cards. So
come on down to league.
Yep, come down to league. Look on the website. If you go to Cadets and look for Lorcana League at the top.
If you are in Spring Hill or near, come on down.
All the details are on there. We'll be starting up this weekend with the Started tournament, and then next weekend we start regular league play. But that's one card you will get if you come and play. Another legendary, Grandma Tala. This is that one we talked about earlier.
Grandma's back.
Whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you gain 1 lore. So if you have a way to shift her out early, it's going to be interesting playing Grandma Tala, especially the one from the first set, because you got to play her a little earlier to get the most use out of her, but then you can play her late and then shift on her. Then you get that feature, which is nice.
Very interesting card. There it is.
I think this is one of those good packs where you get maybe 2 or 3 of these things. So, got Grandma Tala Legendary and Jim Hawkins.
Yeah, I think that's a hit. I think this is going to be one of those cards you see very often. I think anybody that runs Ruby is going to have one of these in their hand. They're going to want one.
When you play this character, you may play a location with cost 4 or less for free. And then when you play a location, this character may move there for free. Scores 2 lore, has a 4/4 attack and willpower, and it costs 5 and it's inkable.
Yeah, so it's a 5 cost card, and then the value of moving might be 1, 2 ink, and then the value of putting down up to a 4 cost. So you're looking at a lot of value, maybe 11 ink worth of value in just 1 card. And it can absolutely just devastate the board state, just out of nowhere.
Next, our foil, we got...
That was a great pack.
Hey.
Man.
This was a good pack. For a second, I thought we were going to have one of those.
That is an outstanding pack.
Yeah, we'll forget about the hey. But 2 legendaries in the same pack, that's pretty awesome.
He's floating on the river.
He's floating, that's for sure.
He actually kind of has a little bit of theming going, because I think it's, what's his name? Something's Explorer.
Accidental Explorer.
Yeah, so he gets benefit from moving from location to location, and that's when you see him kind of decimate the Lord.
Yep.
On the other.
Some more DuckTales. Louie, he's a support character. 2 lore, relatively early game. Not bad. There's a bunch of these characters still to come, though. Gizmo Suit, an item that you can keep on your board.
DuckTales pack.
And when you use it, you banish the item. Chosen character gains resist +2 until the start of your next turn. So that reduces damage by 2.
He's like the DuckTales superhero.
Yeah. Milo Thatch, Spirited Scholar. So this comes from Atlantis: The Last Empire. While this character is at a location, he gets 2+ attack. So he's a 2 cost, 2 attack, 2 willpower, 1 lore. He's a good shift target, though. You know, if we get the other Milo that can shift.
Oh yeah.
Here's Jetsam. Did we get Jetsam earlier or Flotsam? I can't remember.
I can't recall.
I think it may have been this one, but it's a ward character, and yeah, this is one we got earlier. So seen that. Magic Broom, which we've already seen. Patch, the Intimidating Pup. He's a 4 cost, 3/4. Chosen character gets -2 attack until the start of your next turn when you exert and use his ability called Bark.
This is a diamond in the rough card on draft.
Yep.
If you can get a card like that, it is absolutely game-changing to board state when you put that down. That is a card you want to see in draft.
Starkey, Devious Pirate, basically another similar to the Robin Hood card, 6/6 as far as its attack and willpower, 3 lore scoring, 7 cost, inkable. I think there's other options in Emerald that you can use instead of this. Emerald I think is more designed to be aggressive more times than not, and so getting to turn 7 and playing this card may be a little reaching.
Yeah, I think that's something that maybe you would find to use its ink, or if things aren't going well, maybe something you throw down on turn 7 as a last-ditch effort to get a little bit more lore.
Especially with no...
Very, very situational, though.
Yeah, and with no, like, other features or triggers. It's, kind of like the... who's the guy from Emperor's New Groove that... squeak, squeaky, squeak, squeak. That guy. Kronk.
Kronk, yeah.
The 6 cost steel card from last set was a much better card.
Absolutely. And it was 6 cost.
Yep. Last ditch effort we've already seen. The Bayou. Now, for anybody that's been keeping up with the meta as far as decks and what's real popular right now, this card is getting a lot of steam. It's a 1 cost, 1 to move character there, 3 willpower. Whenever a character quests while here, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. So, do yourself a favor and look up Relentless Beast, Sheriff of Nottingham, and the Bayou. It might be an interesting thing for you. Next up, for a rare, we got Huey. Already got Louie earlier. Here's Huey.
So that's the big card that if you can get down on turn 2, I think his brothers, so you got Huey, Dewey, and Louie. If you can get the turn 3 one, I can't recall which one that is, and the turn 4, if you get them all in a row, when this guy quests, he gives you, I think, 3 cards.
Yeah, you get to draw 3 cards.
So you'll see that kind of combo in the starter decks is the, I believe it's this one.
Yeah.
That is a combo you want to use in a starter deck.
Stratos, Tornado Titan.
Hercules,
allowed to tap him to gain lore equal to the number of Titan characters you have in play. So you might see some Titan decks coming.
Once they're all out, they really synergize well, and I believe Hades amplifies their effects.
Then our foil is Pluto, Friendly Pooch. This card is going to be really good to get earlier big cost characters out. He's, you can tap him or you can exert him, pay 1 lore less for the next character you play. So if you play him on turn 1, turn 2, you can exert him and play a character or a cost 3 character out. And if you get Doc out, then you can really start ramping up.
I think it's a great card for pushing aggro, or if you don't get your ink curve, he can skip you ahead to get like a 3 drop down, and I think that's when he'll really, oh my goodness, he'll really see a good use.
Yep. Another Louis.
So that's the 4 drop one, yeah.
Another Mini, another Moana that we saw. Or actually, this is a different Moana. This is Undeterred Voyager. It's an evasive character, so she can't be attacked except by evasive characters. Cubby, one of the Lost Boys from Peter Pan. 4 cost, 3 attack, 5 willpower. Whenever this character moves to a location, he gets +3 attack this turn. Pretty good stat line for, you know, taking another character out.
Yeah.
Especially since he doesn't.
Not a fan of that one.
No.
I think that cards that cost a lot, that you got to move to a location, they better have a pretty good effect. And I think that's one of the lackluster. Some of the Lost Boys I'm not too big of a fan of.
Diablo, Faithful Pet for Maleficent. Whenever you play a character named Maleficent, you may look at the top card of your deck, put it on either the top or the bottom of your deck. So you kind of get a filter effect, and you also get to know what your next play is, potentially.
And you're going to see Maleficent in this,
yeah.
for sure.
Orville.
Yeah.
Ace Pilot, also from the Rescuers.
Yeah.
Great character. Early, big willpower, sticks around for a little while. Be a great character to use to gain damage to actually use Rapunzel to heal and draw from. Just a thought.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't think of that.
Robin's Bow, uninkable item, allows you to deal 1 damage to chosen damaged character or location. And then whenever a character of yours named Robin Hood quest, you get to ready this item, so you could use it twice in the same turn.
So you're going to see this in a Robin Hood ping deck. You're going to definitely say, they're going to see a bow come down, Robins come down, and then things are just questing and pinging. So you put a 3 drop down that has a 3 body on it, and it's just going to get pinged down immediately. Very frustrating to play against when it's set up right.
Another Magic
You can
Room.
see that as a very punishing. I don't know where that's from.
Thaddeus Clang.
I have no clue.
I mean, it looks like it's from
I have no idea.
Treasure Planet. That's what it looks like, but don't quote me.
I've seen that movie. I can't recall. Maybe he's one of the goons on the pirate ship or something. I don't know.
Whenever this character quests while at a location, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. Does gain 2 lore. Has a decent stat line. Rare, the Bare Necessities. Now, this is going to be a relatively big card.
I think that's probably one of the strongest rare drops you can get right now in the game.
It's a song.
From my belief.
Costs 2 songs, so you can really use it early.
Outstanding card.
Chosen opponent reveals their hand and discards a non-character card of your choice, so an action or a song or an item. This can be pretty awesome to use, and also you might be able to recycle this. Now, if you're playing against somebody that's playing Amber Emerald, you might go against the Ursula that can sing this twice in a row, and then you lose 2 actions or 2 items. That could be pretty devastating.
It's pretty devastating, yeah.
Simba, Fighting Prince. Another 7 cost Simba, 2 lore, 5 attack, 7 willpower. When you play this character and whenever he banishes another character in a challenge during your turn, you may choose one to either draw 2 cards, then choose and discard 2 cards, or you can choose to deal 2 damage to chosen character. That's a lot on one card.
Is it when you play this character too?
Yeah.
So one of the downfalls you see with Kronk in the last set is that he'd come down and he wouldn't be effective and immediate effect.
Yeah.
This you can ping 2 damage, but it costs 1 more. So there's a little downside for that, but you automatically always get that ping damage, which is what you want with a Kronk or a Tinkerbell, things like that.
I could see this working well in a Sapphire Steel deck that ramps.
If you can get up there, yeah, it's a very strong card. Getting to 7 is a challenge with some of the way the meta is right now. I think the meta might turn a little bit, but it's too soon to say, in truth.
Our next rare is Mama Odie. Whenever you play a song, you may put the top card of your deck into your Inkwell face down exerted. Another card that synergizes well with Grandma Tala if you have her out, and score lore when you ink. That's our foil. I guess, oh yeah.
That was your,
All right.
Good old Mama Odie.
After this one, do you want to open some?
Keep going, man. I think you're doing great. As far as like, you're pulling
I feel like I need a
3
towel.
legendaries.
I feel like I need to be toweled off, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
I'll
not
come
on fire
in with
yet,
you gotta
but
get a headband,
yeah.
sweatband.
Next thing you know, it'll be like Flash Dance or something in here. Please don't.
That could be my my MO. I wear a sweatband.
That's it. All right, another Diablo, another Pluto card. Great art.
I don't know if I like that. I wish Pluto would be happy. He looks a little angry.
You don't know Pluto, man.
I know, but he's usually happy though.
No, he's bipolar. He's real happy and then he's real mad. He's a dog. He's protector.
Yeah.
It's a good card. 3 for a 3/4 body. If he was a 2 lore scorer, it'd be pretty big.
I'll take my Windy Darling for that cost.
Yep. Another Baboom.
Boom.
Great card.
It's gonna be all over.
Another Jim Hawkins. Airfoil. If you play 2 or more actions this turn, you can draw a card if you exert this.
They're really pushing the from the first set. You have a Mickey Mouse that gets turned on when he starts doing a lot of actions. I think they're trying to push an action deck. There's a lot of low cost ones with improvise.
This could also work
Emerald.
with Ursula too,
It
though,
could work.
because you play that action or a song twice.
That's true. Yeah, I think that there's going to be like these kind of cards that work with actions and we might see unfold as time goes on.
Mr. Snoops, inept businessman, and I have no clue what this is from.
That is from the Rescuers. He
It
is the one of the goons of Madame Medusa.
Oh,
I like the
that makes
Rescuers.
sense, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
he's not he's the gentle soul guy, as
Yeah.
Medusa is the evil.
Not so
evil.
gentle.
Oh, she's terrible.
So Mr. Snoops, 4 attack, 8 willpower, 2 lore scoring, 6 inkable. We got a lot of choices at the 5, 6, and 7 cost for Amber now. This is another one for you. I'm not sure what his specific use will be.
I think he might be something that you can throw down, trade in, and heal up, because there's a lot of healing in Amber, and he's got a big body. So maybe good in draft sense where you can just keep using that guy to defend the board. Too soon to tell on all this stuff.
Motunui from Moana, another location, 2 cost, 1 to move it, 1 to move a character there, 5 willpower, 1 ink, or 1 lore that is. Whenever a character is banished while you're here, you may put that card in your ink while face down exerted. I think we did see this one earlier. I just forgot. Nala.
I think that's a good card.
Yeah,
I think it's a good, just standard, easy to understand, does what you want when it comes down.
it's like
Quest, do some damage, take a hit.
it's the inverse of the Lilo spacesuit.
Yeah,
4/2,
that's a good. Yeah, good.
And
good
it comes out
observation.
1 earlier. Sumerian Talisman, an item, 3 cost, inkable. During your turn, whenever one of your characters is banished in a challenge, you may draw a card. This is a good one to have on the deck if you're not running a big draw package in your deck.
Works really good with Shere Khan. I think there's a whole. They're trying to push a Ruby decks where it's really all about challenging and benefiting from that. Not so much challenging, not getting lore, but I like this, the Rafiki.
Rafiki.
We got another Rafiki.
Yep, rare, way better art than the first one.
But he's smacking hyenas in this one.
Yep, he definitely is taking some hyenas to town. Challenger +3, so he becomes a 3/2, and whenever he challenges a hyena character, the character takes this character takes no damage. So, I think he's a situational card for sure. I don't know if he has a huge spot in the current meta with Amethyst, but he is a 1 cost, so you can get him out early.
Having the Challenger is pretty great. Challenger 3 at a 1 drop. I mean,
not bad.
It's something that when you play an Amethyst deck where you want to get to the mid to late game, you throw him down. You don't touch him unless they turn a card over. I think he absolutely is going to see play in some sense when you want to get to the distance. From a 1 drop, outstanding. I think he's good.
When you go the distance?
When you go the distance.
Yeah. I'm singing that song in my head right now. I don't know about you.
I'm not a good singer, even in my head.
Okay.
It's that.
Bernard.
That's no dude.
Yeah, that's your dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a dude. Brand new agent, 4 cost, 1/5. At the end of your turn, if this character is exerted, you may ready another chosen character of yours. So he's a protector in a sense. Does score 2 lore, has a big enough willpower that he sticks around for most likely 2 turns. And he's got good art.
Let me see that. Yeah.
And then our foil for this pack was Magic Carpet, which we've already seen.
I love the theme. This is a brand new agent. So Bernard, I think in the movie, he was a janitor. He was cleaning up. And then Miss Bianca said, I'm going to take a chance on you. And so this is him trying to be brave and doing things that he's not comfortable doing.
This is interesting. I think this pack was like put in backwards. I think usually it's like this when you open from the back side of the pack. I don't know. I'll have to check that out. But it opened up this way.
Oh, I can tell you right now.
Yep.
You keep going.
Anyway, got Grand Matala. When you play this character, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You may put one into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Good filter card. Also a good shift target for that legendary. Kind of a weird shift target because she comes out on 4, then you shift her on 5. You know, I kind of like it better when you can get a character out a little earlier and shift.
Yeah, I feel like the Tala shift might be the 2-drop Tala.
Yeah.
She's a great card. You know, Sapphire has that kind of decking where you can kind of look at what you're doing ahead of time a little bit.
Olympus would be that way, an action that allows characters to get +3 attack while challenging a location this turn. So if you're going against a location that has a big willpower, this might be a usable card. Another Peter Pan we saw earlier. Cubby saw earlier. The Firebird, Force of Destruction. 4 cost, 6 attack, 2 willpower, 1 lore. I think this is just a big body for a 1 turn.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I think with what Amethyst is doing, I don't know if this is... There might be a place, but I think it's a 1 turn.
Yeah,
just
there's
to
a
get
lot of
somebody
4
out.
drops. You can get a goat.
Yeah.
The Merlin Goat's a very good card to put down at a 4-drop.
Cleansing Rainwater, banish this item, remove up to 2 damage from each of your characters. Another damage removal or healing effect for Amber.
Great card because of the theme.
Yep.
So from Ray and the Last Dragon, he's the dad that was frozen as stone the whole movie.
Yep.
And so you see him kind of, I don't know, thawing out. I'll call it thawing.
Yeah. Scroop, the Backstabber. While this character is damaged, he gets +3 attack.
Evil guy in the movie.
So this is kind of the opposite of that Lawrence card. When he has damage, he gains more attack. So comes out a little bit later. He's a 1 cost to get, or 1 cost higher. Scrooge McDuck, the Scrooge. Whenever this character quests, you pay 1 ink less for the next item you play this turn. So once again, Sapphire's still sticking with item decks to a certain degree.
So I just noticed something with this card.
What's that?
All these cards, if you look at, they all have kind of a basic bottom part. And so you'll look at that one and it's got gold coins.
Yeah.
You don't see that.
No.
No. I think
you mentioned that. What did you call it? Where
frame break.
Frame break.
Yeah.
All out of the Enchanteds have frame break.
But
That's
you'll
real
see.
cool.
I think it's a little Easter egg, if you will. I just noticed right now.
Rise the Titans. This is going to be a big card. You can banish a chosen item or location. You know, if people really start playing locations heavy, this is going to be a great card to have. Heart of Atlantis. You pay 2 less for the next character you play this turn. So it's a beefed up lantern.
It's strong. It's uninkable though, and it's expensive.
I think it's like a 1 or 2 copy. in your
Maybe
deck
great
most.
if you're going late game with Amber in some sense. And you're trying to get big bodies out. If you can get it down and use it in unison with other card reducing costs, you maybe can get something really strong down early.
Speaking of strong, Prince Eric, another uninkable, but when this character is banished, you may banish chosen character, and he's a 2/2 attack willpower, so kind of underpowered there. 2 lore scoring. I think the big feature is that he's he's kind of an earlier version of Cusco, meaning he gets out early and he forces, when he's banished, it forces the other character to be banished too. Not as much lore, and he doesn't have wards. So I guess it's actually a bad representation of what he is.
So I think this card is really good if you can have a location down. So think of, there's always this kind of a meme, well, Maui kills things, Maui kills it. I think that's a card where it's a 4 cost, and if you think of the idea of you push it towards a location that gives it haste, he's a Maui now, and you could throw it into something, and it will destroy anything in the game. Yeah. Or it could be, the flexibility of it could just be questing. So I think he's a good card. I just too soon to tell where what decks pop in.
Helga Sinclair is our foil in this pack. She gains Challenger +2, so she becomes a 4/4 when she's Challenger. 3 cost, 1 lore scoring. Fair card. Early card, another steal that allows. There's not a whole lot of Challenger in steal, so I think that's where.
I think there's a lot of Challenger in steal, but I think that there's not. She's got a big body on the end, so she's a 2/4. So I think she's going to be good in that sense. Usually see that with like Prince Eric. He's got Challenger as well as Captain Hook.
Another Kita.
She's like the 3-drop challenge now.
Yep. So this is a 2-cost bodyguard. This is the new Simba.
Yeah, I think you're going to see her pop up with some of this Amber shift with the legendary. It's a good shift target.
Kakamora again. Sir Hiss.
Yeah.
2-cost evasive, 3/1. Just a great second play if you're running aggro and you're trying to keep people out there. If you're not going against steel, who can have dispersed damage. Not a big willpower, so it doesn't stick around too long if you do go against an evasive character. But great art. Alan Batson's the artist. Love this card.
Yeah, I think having a card that is evasive, that's so small at a 2 cost, you can sing things like Sudden Chill and protect it because it has invasive. Sometimes you don't want to sing things with your cards because they are very vulnerable. But,
another example of an evasive, Iago. Basically the exact same card, except he's 1 cost more and he has 1 more attack or 1 more willpower. Another Joshua Sweet. Action, I've gotten the dream. Ready chosen character of yours at a location. They can't quest for the rest of this turn. Gain lore equal to that location's lore. So another way to kind of get extra lore on a turn, and you get to ready a character so they're not susceptible to other damage, or to other attack at least. Kit Cloud Kicker. This is the shift version. 3 lore scoring, 2 attack, 5 willpower, 6 cost otherwise, and he's ward. I think this would be a good card if you're running that package where you can shift it. Sapphire's got a lot of cards that can score 3 lore. Whether it's the Maleficent from first series, Caterpillar from the second series.
This is the first one with a big body at the end.
Yep.
2/4 definitely can. It's something that you could put down the first kit, shift it, and then surprise 3. Definitely a good card. I mean, it can also work with Morph. That's the new.
The new Space Blob, Space Goo.
Yeah, Mr. Smee. I'm liking Mr. Smee.
Bumbling Mate. At the end of your turn, if this character is exerted and you don't have a captain character in play, deal 1 damage to this character. Why do you like it?
I just like Mr. Smee. I think that's Peter Pan. Great card. Not card, but great movie. Mr. Smee's the goof. He's the
Mr. Smee.
He's just messing up, and then the captain. I think Captain Hook, one of the greatest villains in Disney history.
Yeah. Also one of the best rides at Disney World. I love Peter Pan's flight.
Yeah, that's
good. Classic. I highly recommend. Anyway, next card, Sorcerer's Hat. This is a very interesting card. I don't love it personally. I think it does have a use with some other mechanics from other cards, but you can tap it or exert it, pay 1 ink, name a card, then reveal the top card of your deck. If it's the named card, put that card into your hand. Otherwise, put it on top of your deck.
So it's a combo piece. It's a draw engine, but you need things like
it's another Maleficent that does
the Yzma that reveals the first card. And you can either put it on the top or the bottom. There's cards like that, and you can go, "Oh, I know what my card is," and
Ursula's
then I can
Cauldron.
And you can manipulate the top of your deck with other colors as well.
Gustav the Giant, big 6/6 body on a 3 cost. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, huge guy.
Character enters play exerted and can't ready at the start of your turn. But you can break free. During your turn, whenever one of your other characters banishes another character in a challenge, you may ready this character. So, very tricky card.
Very tricky, very situational. Definitely good in draft. He's somebody I think that you'll see when you're trying to get to the late game and you're trying to defend with Prince Eric or Captain Hooks with challenge. You're trying to get, and then they're throwing your hook in and he's coming unexerted. I think he's great. Don't know where he fits outside of, he's not an aggro card by any means.
No. Foil Jim Hawkins.
I think that art's so good.
It is good.
That's a good one.
All right, I think we're a little over halfway. We got, we're at this. After this, we'll be halfway. Still liking it?
Yeah, they're loving it.
All right.
Waiting for that big hit. I'm
Waiting
feeling a big hit.
I'm happy with Jafar. I think what is the average right now? 4 legendaries per box?
I think so. Yeah, you're looking at 3 or 4. You're already beating the average. I mean, you're halfway through your box. You got 3. That's why I'm feeling. I like this card.
Yeah,
this is a beautiful card. The art.
Great art. Jenna Gray is the artist. 5 cost, 4/4, 2 lore. When you play this character, chosen character gets -2 attack. So she does allow you some trigger to help with reducing your opponent's board. So has a place, and once again, huge Robin Hood fan. So I'm partial to this. Razul, which we've seen. Webby Vanderquack, 3 cost, 3/4, 1 lore. I think it's just another with a big body and a decent attack for a relatively early game. Probably a decent card for draft.
Absolutely, yeah.
Always looking for decent attack early.
This is one of my favorite arts of this set.
The Queen,
I think it
Hateful
looks
Rival.
outstanding.
Good 4-3 stat line. Basically a goat without any direct lore scoring when it's removed. Same
Maybe
stat.
not the greatest card, but art-wise, this is fantastic. It's beautiful.
Boss's Orders, 1 cost action. Chosen character gains support this turn. Whenever they question, may add their attack to another chosen character. So actually, this would be a decent combination. If you had her in play, put support on her when she quests, you can add her 4 attack to another character. That would actually be a decent one, just right back to back there. Sorcerer's Tower, 3 cost location, cost 2 to move the character there. Your character's name Magic Broom may move here for free, and characters get 1+ lore while here. This could be big.
Yeah, this is the broom deck. This is made for the broom deck and nothing else. I think it is going to be interesting if the brooms hit and take off. There's definitely some brooms from the first set that you're going to need to add to it. But if you can get half your deck's broom and you got some Mickeys and things to bring them back, I mean, you're moving.
Next up, Scrooge's Top Hat, an item. You exert and pay 1 less for the next item you play. So this is item ramp. In a sense. I mean, if you're playing an item deck, this would probably be a necessary card. But
absolutely, very niche for Sapphire is the item deck
for sure. Lethos from Rock Titan, also one of the Titans from Hercules, has a resist +2, and when you can exert, chosen character gains resist +2 to turns. You can also pass along its resist to somebody else.
Outstanding draft card.
Yep,
outstanding. Like that is top tier. You get that in draft. You're giving things resist. Your board state sticks. It's great. Yep. And speaking of Titans, this is the enabler. This is the Titan enabler.
Yeah. So Hades, another great Hades card. Actually, I think this may be my second favorite Hades art. Big body, big attack, 2 lore scoring, and you can exert him to call the Titans. Ready all Titans characters. Doesn't say they can't quest. Doesn't say they can't attack. So you can do what you want afterwards. But that could be a big card. This one is a little controversial for me. This is popular for some people. Magica Dispel, 7
Can't
cost.
recall what she does.
7 cost, uninkable. She does not score lore on her own, but she can shift on turn 5, or she can shift 5. Whenever this character quests, you gain lore equal to the cost of one of your items in play. So, you want a big item out. Scrooge's Top Hat, if you were to quest with her, you'd gain 2 lore. But there's other items that are way more expensive this time around.
The most expensive item, I believe, is 7. 7 cost, so you can get 7 lore. It is a combo. I mean, if you can get it off, it'll be very powerful.
Yeah, and she's in Amethyst, so you could, in a sense, you could get that and Jafar and go 14 in one turn if you had it set up.
It'd be gross. The nice thing about her is she's shiftable.
Yeah.
And there's multiple cards that can shift with her.
Yeah.
That little Minnie Mouse shiny one.
Yeah. Still waiting on some decent shiny ones. I think we've only got 1 rare foil. Okay. Repair. Remove up to 3 damage from one of your locations or characters. Decent action. Once again, another healing.
Ramirez card, yeah.
Chief Tui. Proud Motunui. 4 cost, 3/4, 2 lore. Another big body, mid-game.
Yeah.
Inkable. Moana we've already seen. Strike a good match. I've seen a lot of this played online so far. Action Song costs 2. You can draw 2 cards, then choose and discard a card. Might be a good target for the Ursula if you've got it down, because you can do it twice, draw 2 cards, or draw 4 cards altogether and then discard 2. Might be decent.
That's the target is with the Ursula.
Yep.
Singing with that, it'd be.
And for Emerald, which isn't really a good card draw color anyway.
So it gets Emerald a little bit into the mid game faster. You're getting a little bit more of a card draw.
Yep.
I mean, there's speaking of one of the shiftable targets. There's one of them.
Yep. There's Magica Dispel.
Can't
2
recall the other
cost,
one though.
2/3, 1 lore. Miss Bianca again. We've seen her.
There we go, Miss Bianca.
Yeah, Singer 4. Great card. Another Pluto that we like.
He's happy in that one.
Robin's Bow. Dive Bomb. What a good piece of art. In action, you get to banish one of your characters with Reckless to banish chosen character with less attack. So, not a lot of Reckless cards that have big attacks, so it might not be super useful.
There's a few.
Like the Beast and...
Reckless ones with, there's Maui, and I think there's one of the DuckTales cards. Some of the new cards have Reckless on them. that are kind of on the cheaper side, easy to put down.
First rare in this pack, Map of Treasure Planet. You can exert and pay 1 less for the next location you play, or you can pay 1 less to move your characters to a location. Captain Hook.
Yeah.
This is, I think this is the card that has it enchanted.
Yes, it does.
5 cost, 5/4. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, ready this character. He can't quest for the rest of the turn. Also, characters named Peter Pan lose evasive and cannot gain it, so either by action or by another character. We've got a legendary foil.
Oh, well.
We got a legendary foil.
What are you feeling?
91 in the set, so it's got to be Emerald, right? I think it's Emerald. So who's legendary in Emerald? Is it Ursula?
That would be outstanding. That would be a hit. Oh, my goodness.
Legendary foil Ursula.
That is our biggest hit right there. Biggest hit.
Legendary foils are so tough to pull.
Outstanding box. Outstanding. You got a legendary foil.
Let's go ahead and sleeve that one up. She deserves a sleeve for sure.
So based on the pull rate on some of the other sets, those aren't not common. Beautiful. So that's she's a singer and she's getting down too. She's got the
she allows you to
mic on her.
sing a 3-cost card, and then you can sing it again for free from your discard. So if you're for Emerald, like we said, which struggles at times to draw, you could use Friends on the Other Side and draw 4 cards in 1 turn with this. We could do Strength of a Raging Fire from Steel, which allows you to deal damage equal to the amount of characters you have on the board. You could do that twice. You could wipe somebody's board with 1 card, or 2 cards, I guess. But
she is there, and everybody's going to need some removal because if you don't, the value is so strong.
Yeah.
So as soon as she comes down, if you don't have a smash or some kind of removal, some way to get at, that's going to be pretty devastating. It's a very, very powerful card. I think one of the best cards in this set.
Actually, that may be the 2 best cards in this set back to back right there.
Yeah, this is an outstanding box.
Maid Marian, Gizmo Suit.
Yeah.
Bunch of repeats. Milo Thatch, 1 cost, 2/2. Nothing special, but another classic 1 cost for 2/2 that gets them on the board.
Yeah, you just shift target for some of the big ones.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've seen that one or not, but
another
broom.
Another magic broom, 1/5 attack willpower. While this character is at a location, it gets +2 attack. Another Dalmatian puppy. This is 4C. So this is one of the second art we've seen of it. Wildcat's Wrench. You can exert, remove up to 2 damage from chosen location.
Very situational.
Same Prince John from earlier, just non-foil. Slightly Lost Boy. Great art.
I'm not a fan of those.
Yeah, it's evasive, which is nice. And if you have a character named Peter Pan in play, you pay 1 less to play this character. So you can get him out on turn 3 if you have a Peter Pan. He is evasive, which allows him to stick around a little bit. I think that's his saving grace that he's evasive. Let's see. Another location, RLS Legacy. This is a rare location. 4 cost uninkable, 3 cost to move it. It's one of the heavier ones.
Yeah, so this is a high roll location. I think that this is a very powerful one to use with the Jim Hawkins that you have below.
Yep.
It's actually his ship too, which is a nice flavor. If you see a Jim Hawkins come out, you're going to have the Legacy come out right with it. That is going to be the combo to beat. You
gain evasive while they're there, and you also, if you have characters here, you pay 2 less to move a character of yours here.
So thinking of the Jim Hawkins is a 5 cost, and then you have a 4 cost of that location plus 3 additional to move, and it's all for free with 1 card.
Yeah.
I think that's the
probably
strongest combo that doesn't even take any setup other than just having it in your hand.
Mama Odie again. When you play a song, you put the top card of your deck in your inkwell face down. Another good target. I think we saw this earlier, but a good target for Grandma Tala. And then Joshua Sweet as a foil.
Let me see the Mama Odie.
So yeah, I'm just going to give you that stack if you want to review any of them.
Yeah, Mama Odie. So when you play a song,
Oh,
there's a situation for her.
This one came in all bent out.
That's a lucky pack then.
Yeah.
It's going to have something on it.
Yeah, it's going to have something. Captain Amelia. Her trigger is called Discipline. During your turn, this character gains evasive. So kind of like a Cruella de Vil from the last set, gains evasive during your turn. Not much attack, but
she's a little weak on that end.
She does have a big willpower, but I don't know how much that really serves her. If you can add Challenger to her would be a great card.
I think it's one of those cards that would work with like Windy Darling, that is a support character with Ward.
Yeah.
That's like a big early game.
Earlier we saw
Trigger.
Here's Nutsy. Gotta love it. And back-to-back Robin Hood characters. There's Skippy. So that's one of the...
He's a cute little guy.
Cute little guy.
Yeah, he's a cute guy. He's
And-
trying to be like Robin.
Yep, trying to be Robin. He's got the hat, got the dagger.
Yeah.
He's Ward, which is a little bit nice. Relatively weak, coming out at 2 costs, though. I think for someone like me who's going to build a Robin Hood theme deck, this is great just to have extra characters. But I don't think he's going to see a lot of play otherwise.
There's a lot of competition with Emerald low cost.
Yep.
So if in new sets, and they got to be competitive. I mean, with the low cost Emerald cards, because there's so many good ones. There's a enabling card right there.
Yep.
Interesting card right here.
99 Puppies, an action that whenever one of your characters quests this turn, you gain 1 lore. So if you have, for instance, a bunch of puppies on your table, and they all quest, you gain an extra lore per character. So I think this is a late game play.
Oh, it's the kill shot.
Yeah, it's the
puppies
nail in the
run
coffin.
in, and Amber's going wide, and you just throw all the puppies in. So that's one of the newer Reckless cards, I think, right?
Yep, this is 3 cost, Maui Reckless, 5/2. Whenever a character of yours named Hey Hey quest, this character gets gains 1 lore and loses Reckless. So you do have the option to score lore with him. I don't think that's his purpose, just like the original Maui card had no lore scoring. Scrooge McDuck, another repeat. Here's basically a Pinocchio.
Pretty much, yeah.
1/1 attack willpower, 3 lore, 2 cost uninkable. I think it's just exactly another...
This enables some of the Ruby players to go, well, is
Slightly
aggro an option now? Is
Yeah.
there something we can use Ruby with? Now Ruby's an aggro contender.
Does, one thing a lot of Ruby Amethyst players will do is the bounce package, of course. And so turn 1, you play a 1 cost. Turn 2, you play a snake to bring back the 1 cost to use as ink. This kind of takes away that option if you run that. But you could also use the Madame Mim Fox on turn 3 to do it. So it might shift how you do things to kind of get out ahead. Ruby Amethyst specifically there's so many different tech you can use to gain lore, but a lot of times it's a late game scoring deck. So this just kind of opens that up a little bit. Starlight Vial, item 4 costs. You exert and pay 2 less for the next action you play, or you pay 2 ink, banish this item, and draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Not a huge
I don't know. Yeah.
It's probably
There's some wizards out there that are going to figure it out, but I'm not that clever.
Kick Cloud Kicker.
I like it, though.
Good
That's
card,
a good card.
good looking in a foil. All right. Can we get an enchanted? That is the question.
I'm feeling it.
Distract. Funny art, for sure. Chosen character gets -2 attack this turn, and you draw a
Where's
card.
that from?
Uh,
Anybody know? I can't tell where that's from. Is it the Jack and the Beanstalk?
yes, I think that is.
Is
what
that
it
like the
is.
giant?
I think.
I can't
it's
recall.
Not,
I'm
I
not-
don't think
I'm
it's
not-
the giant, but
I like my Mickey Mouse cartoons, but I can't remember.
if you're watching and you know where this is from, type it in the
Yeah,
chat
I
so
have
we can
no
see
idea. It seems like a Jack and the Beanstalk kind of thing.
it. Nottingham, Prince John's Castle, another location, 2 cost, 1 cost to move character there, 6 willpower, 1 lore score. Just another one great for the theme deck.
Yeah, so I think putting something like that down, defending with characters that like Minnie Mouse that empower it.
Voyage, 1 cost action, move up to 2 characters of yours to the same location for free. I can't remember if there's a location that allows you to gain lore by moving characters or not, but that would be a great use of this if it does that.
I think it's very niche, but it's when those high cost ones like the RSS
Legacy.
Yeah, the Legacy. That's when you see that kind of card being really useful when it's really expensive to move it.
Finally got Flotsam, the match to Jetsam. This one allows Jetsam to gain 3 attack. So it doesn't give it evasive, but it does give it attack. Bestow a gift. Move 1 damage counter from chosen character to chosen opposing character. Just damage moving.
Puppies.
The 5th, or well, our 3rd, but the 5th total of the Dalmatian versions. This is for E. It calls me. Draw a card, then choose up to 3 cards from chosen opponent's discard and shuffle them into their deck. So it's kind of like a last-ditch effort if you're looking for a card, because it's also going to give your opponent a slight advantage. They can potentially get a card back, but also it kind kind of muddies up their deck if they have a certain plan for what's coming.
I think that's when you see those kind of actions being useful, when they're one cost, way to fill out your curve.
Another of the Ursula from earlier. Another Bare Necessities. Great card to have 2
Can't
copies
have enough
of.
of those. Ooh, you
There
did
you go.
standing on this one.
So
Kita.
four regular legendaries and 1 foil legendary.
This might be the best box I've seen.
Well, it's only the
I mean, that you got packs left. That's outstanding.
So Kita, we talked about this briefly earlier. Great shift 3 for the other Kita cards. 3/5, 2 lore. When you play this character, all characters get -3 attack until the start of your next turn. So if you've got people on the deck, it's all characters, including your opponent's characters. So
Yeah.
you don't run the risk of having your characters taken off the board as easy if they were going to have to challenge.
So this is the aggro finisher card. You get to turn 4, you get your board state out, and then the opponent's like, I'm going to drop something to take out your board state, and then you put Kita down. And it delays it 1 turn. And sometimes, as most of you have played, you lose by 1 turn. That gives you 1 more turn. I think it's a very strong card.
Got Repair again, Mickey Mouse again. We're going to start seeing a lot of duplicates here as we get further into these boxes. Pua! What a great piece of art. And what a cute character. Moana is such a good movie, and this character finally gets its first card.
What does this action do?
When this character is banished, you may shuffle this card into your deck. So it's decent.
It doesn't go away.
It does something. If it went back to your hand like the Hey Hey from last set, that'd be awesome. But
Little anti-mill deck.
yep.
If someone's trying to mill you,
Here's a good Jafar shift target.
you're going to see this guy.
When you play this character, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 on the top of your deck and the other on the bottom. Follow up to this, you could always use the Sorcerer's Hat.
Yeah, Magic Hat, yeah.
Yep.
I think this is the shift target. This is the key shift target for Jafar.
Yeah. Another copy of Motunui. Another copy of Nala. Hey! Super rare.
I told you it's not over.
For each character
Oh, my
card in your
goodness.
discard, you pay 1
That's
less.
crazy.
So this is one of those characters where you want to have a lot of characters in your discards. You pay nothing to get this out earlier. Then they all get shuffled back in your deck. So definitely an anti-mill card. Big body, a lot of lore. I mean, theoretically, you should be able to get multiple turns out of this card unless you're going against Ruby that can remove it.
Yeah.
Or Sapphire. But
Getting -10 is maybe not always the goal. It can get -8. But if you do something like a whole new world and all of a sudden you discard part of your hand, I mean, you're getting it
Comes
out
out
the next
quick,
turn.
yeah.
This
This could be, so if you do a whole new world, if you do the Rapunzel, or if you do the Ariel thing where you get 1, 2, 3, Ariel comes out, you've got 4 in your, hypothetically you might have 4 in your hand still. You might be able to get it out relatively early. We'll see.
Yeah, I feel like on average you might see this thing on turn 5, turn 6.
Lyle Tiberius Rourke. When you play this character, a chosen opposing character gains Reckless during their next turn, so it's very similar to Captain John Silver. Whenever one of your other characters is banished, each opponent loses a lore, so it does deter them from challenging, but not much.
I think this is an enabler for the Belle in the second set.
Oh, good call.
Where you force challenged on Belle, and when she's obliterated, she makes the opponent discard their hand. It can happen. It might happen.
King Louis, Robin Hood, Voyage, Flotsam, Magica. All of these are repeats. Neverland's a repeat. Starkey. Here's the other Magica Dispel that could be used as a
that's
shift.
another shiftable target. Yeah.
This one you can exert to return chosen item with cost equal to or less than this character's attack, so a 3 or less item to your hand. So,
and you have to understand that like item decks is Sapphire, and there's some Sapphire is one of the big support package decks. So you can give this thing a bunch of. Is it the first one, right? The attack.
yeah.
So you can get a lot of attack by giving it support. Wendy Darling, you quest with her, and now you can return something that's 6.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's a tricky way to
definitely
play it.
enabler. Yeah.
Good card. I think I like that one better than the other one.
Yeah. They're those are the shift targets to get if you're going to play an item deck.
Here's
I think
Pride
this
Lands.
is a great looking card.
2 cost, 2 to move, 7 health or willpower. How we doing, Tommy? You want to come say hi?
Hi.
Oh, well, Tommy says hi, everybody. We're all connected. Characters get +2. What is that actually signaling? +2 resist right here. Is that resist?
It's willpower.
Willpower.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, it just looks different. It looks like
so.
Yeah, so they get +2 willpower
No,
while
is
here.
it no, it's willpower, I think, or resist. I don't know.
I think it's willpower.
Resist and willpower kind of are the same. Well, they're not the same at all. No.
It just looks similar.
Yeah.
If you have a prince or king character here, you pay one ink less to play characters. So that's a decent little feature. I did see earlier where there is a ultimate loop that you can play if you have 2 of these, 2 princes, and then you run the snake or the fox, and the
I think I've seen that. Yeah, the Merlin.
The Merlin.
So you bounce infinitely because you're constantly reducing, and every time you bounce something, Merlin
gains an extra lore that he
gets
can quest
one more.
for.
So
you
he
can
gets infinite lore, one hit.
Yeah.
Might not see it, but
No, probably it's very, very situational.
you might get away with it on your locals when no one sees it coming.
Shenzi. Pretty sure this is Whoopi, right? Isn't this Whoopi's character?
I have no idea.
I don't know. We went to trivia one night and I lost it for us because I guessed Whoopi instead of somebody else. Anyway, this is our hyena. Pack leader 06. While this character is at a location, she gets +3 attack. While this character is at a location, whenever she challenges another character, you may draw a card. So you want her to challenge because you can draw another draw engine for Emerald, which is nice. Other than that, though, just kind of situational, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very good card, but maybe it's something you see later.
And then a foil of Maui's Place of Exile. That's our first location to have foil. All right, we got 6 packs left, and then we'll be wrapping up. While you're here, if you're still here watching, be sure to like and subscribe to Cadets on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. All the links are at Cadets Toys. Feel free to leave a like, even get on Google, leave us a review if you like the shop. If you don't like the shop, don't do that though. Like us on social, comment, leave a comment below. We probably haven't seen a whole lot of them yet, but we'll be finishing up here, and then we'll kind of review these products and a couple things, and then we'll be done. Another Cloud Kicker, 1 cost, Ward.
Shift target, you know.
Another Kita we've already seen. Della Duck, Reckless. I'm pretty sure she's in the starter deck, isn't she?
I believe so, yeah. I think she's a good board state, gets you a little bit farther along.
Yep. DeVille Manor, 1 cost, 1 to move, 4 willpower, and 1 lore scoring. Another copy of Pua. Another copy of Kita. Another Magic Room.
I think we haven't seen that one yet, have we?
No, we have. We've seen
the big cost 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dewey, which is a support. We saw that one earlier. Here's one we haven't seen. Simba, Rightful King. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, chosen opposing character can't challenge during their next turn. It's a lot of writing to say if you banish somebody, you can choose who can't challenge their next time.
Kind of slows the board state down a little bit. It's a lot of competition at the 5-drop and steel. You got but yeah.
There's a lot of Simbas late in the game too. You notice that?
Yeah.
Especially in steel. Gustav the Giant. This character enters play exerted. We've seen this one actually.
Yeah.
There's my boy Sheriff of Nottingham. Great, super rare card. Whenever you discard a card, you may deal 1 damage to chosen opposing character.
You're going to see this card.
You're going to see a lot of this. There's a great mechanic featuring him, Relentless Beast, the green legendary from the second set, and then the Bayou, which we saw earlier.
All the people that really enjoyed ping decks, things like that, are going to like him.
And then Captain Amelia for the foil. All right, another Distract. Eeyore finally gets a card.
Terrible card, but it's Eeyore. You know,
it's a big body for late.
Yeah, he's got a big butt, and he's literally breaking the bridge he sits on.
I mean, he wouldn't be horrible for a draft, but he wouldn't be great either.
Yeah, you can't get mad at him.
No, definitely can't get mad at him. Agrabah again. Zazu. Old Curtis over here again.
Yeah.
Lena Saberwing. Patch, seen him before. Queen of Hearts, first time we've seen her. Whenever this character quests, your other villain characters get 1 lore extra this turn. So, for people that want to play a villain deck especially, Might be decent. 3 cost, 3/3. Not horrible stat lines, and if you've got villains on the board, you've got a chance to score big relatively early or late. Wildcat, another evasive for green. 3 cost, 2/3. You do have the option to banish a chosen item by exerting him and playing Disassemble.
I think you're going to see him played. If item decks are very, very strong, you're going to see that guy come out, and he's going to be pretty nasty.
Audrey Ramirez, 5 cost, 2/5, 2 lore, has ward.
First time we've seen her, right?
Yeah. And whenever this character quests, ready one of your items.
There's a case for.
Yep.
I can't think off the top of my head items that you want to ready often. Maybe things like maybe she'd be good in aggro with the shield, where you ready things up after you quest.
What is the card that allow? Well, you could use like Scepter. You could add support to another character. You could also what's the one that allows you to add a lore? Not
the
Flower,
the book, magic book, something like that.
Sapphire card.
I thought you.
Eye of the Fates.
Oh, I was thinking.
Eye of the Fates, you tap and allows
Amethyst
you to add.
has that book.
Yeah, Amethyst does too. That you could do that with Amethyst. You could ready that and pay another lore to do it. But I was thinking the Eye of the Fates.
She's enabling other decks to work with items pretty well.
This is a strange one for me. The art's great. 4 cost, uninkable, 6/6, 2 lore. This character can't challenge or quest unless it's at a location. It's very specific on when you can use it.
It's one of those things that it should have been just 5 cost and maybe uninkable.
Nice Marion foil.
I don't know when I'll see that. I don't even think you'd pick that in sealed or draft rather. I don't know where. Maybe there's some wizard that figures it out better than me though.
Vault door item. Your locations and characters at locations gain resist +1.
I think that could be very good. So if you kind of think of it as, sometimes people have Kog'Maw from the last set that add 1 resist to everything. This gives a resist to your board state and locations. And sometimes when you have Kog'Maw out, you don't quest and it just sits there. So I could see this thing having a place for it. Very niche, but for locations.
Helga Sinclair.
I think that there's some that give resist already. So if you have that card down plus another location that gives resist, you're looking at 2 resist.
Has Set My Heart. Action song for 2 that allows you to banish chosen item. Just another removal of sorts. Hydros, another Titan, allows you to exert a chosen character. 3 cost, 2/2 for 2 lore. The Lamp, great card visually. Allows you to banish. You can banish this item, and if you have a character named Jafar in play, you get to draw 2 cards. If you have a character named Genie in play, you get to return chosen character with cost 4 or less to their player's hand. So definitely a tempo play if you have Genie on board. You know, slowing down your opponent. You could also bounce back one of your characters. Like if since it's in Amethyst, you might do with Ruby Amethyst and have bounce back something like a Fox that allows you to gain a mechanic right on play. That might be a reasonable thought.
I mean, it's there for the Jafars. I mean, it enables the Jafars to be a little bit stronger, which is a little scary. Speaking of Genie, though, in that color. Yeah,
whenever this character quests, you may shuffle this card into your deck to draw 3 cards. Another great option. If you need to draw, you can quest with it and then get 3 cards. So it's basically a Rapunzel without having to, take damage to do it. It also comes out earlier. Might be a tricky use, but also might be a sneaky play too.
Yeah.
Amethyst is getting stronger, even though it is already strong with draw. It's getting stronger. Magic brooms.
Shiny broom.
Yep, shiny brooms.
Got a couple more.
Yeah, 3 more packs, and then we're gonna wrap up here. Once again, be sure to follow all the socials for Cadets at Cadets Toys. And be sure to leave us a like, hit that like button, subscribe on YouTube, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the product. Do you like it? What's been your favorite card you've seen? And what has been your best pull? We're here to see what you get too. Next up, Grammatala. I think we've seen her. Nottingham. Stitch that matches the playmat
card, yeah.
A rush card, 3/1. I think it's a 1 use. If you're using it as rush, it's a 1 use just to knock a character out and not survive.
I don't think it's a bad card when you look at things like Smash.
Yep.
it's a 2-cost smash, but it relies on to be, exerted. Doesn't get around things like Bodyguard though, but you never know.
Yeah. Getting a bunch of repeats here.
Got a good sample.
Flint Hard Glomgold. During your turn, this character gains evasive. He's a 3/4 with 2 lore. Decent card. Kind of like the Corel DeVille. Comes out a little bit later.
He's kind of a good evasive counter. I think Amethyst has the Corella as well.
Yep.
It's a bigger body Corella.
Love this card. Love the art. Love the character part of the movie. Little John, Robin's pal. What is his name? He's the Duke of Chutney. That's what he is. This is where he calls Prince John PJ. And he calls Sir Hiss. What does he call Sir Hiss? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Anyway, 3-cost Bodyguard. During your turn, this character gains evasive. I think the bigger thing here is he's a shift target for the big, super rare Little John, which is a pretty awesome card.
Yeah, it kind of enables Bodyguard decks. There's another Titan. I don't think we've seen that one.
Pyros, Lava Titan. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may ready chosen character. Big stat line, inkable, decent card if you're running Titan decks for sure. Pongo, Determined Father. Once per turn, you may pay 2 ink to reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character card, put it into your hand. Otherwise, put it at the bottom of the deck. Filter card, looking for characters.
I think it's a sleeper hit in aggro.
Yep.
It's not something you want to see early because you want to be able to put him down with, pain. But
another location foil.
I think he's a good card.
Well, he's in the starter deck. So you're going to see him a lot if you're going to play that. He's 1 copy of him, but okay. Captain Amelia, Chief Tui, Milo Thatch, Strike a Good Match, The Queen, awesome art.
Yeah, I think the art.
Boss's Orders,
one of the best.
Sumerian Talisman, another genie, 2 cost, 2/2 for 2 lore. Early presence.
Looks like he's in the box, like in the frame. I just noticed that.
Cramped in the lamp.
Is that what it says?
Yep.
Oh.
Captain Hook's Rapier. During your turn, whenever one of your characters banishes another character in a challenge, you may pay 1 ink to draw a card. So it's a draw engine. Your character's name Captain Hook gain Challenger +1. So your 1-cost Challenger or Hook would be now a 4 instead of a 3. Pretty strong. Minnie Mouse Rare, Singer 3. Whenever you play a character with Bodyguard, you may remove up to 2 damage from chosen character, and she can sing early.
Great in heal deck.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Doubled up on the Ursula Legendaries.
This box is we're doing it live, so people know, man. Wow.
It wasn't stacked.
This is a stacked box.
It's nice. That's very nice.
This is the nicest box.
All right. She'll get a sleeve in a little bit. And then a Zazu foil. All right. 1 pack left. Can we get an enchanted? That would make this one of the best box openings ever.
Ever, yeah. I would say ever. 6 legendaries is insane.
All right. Vault.
This is not a common box. This is very special.
Door, Eeyore, Stitch, Milo Thatch, Forbidden Mountain, Orville, Jolly Roger, Genie, Captain Hook's Rapier, RLS Legacy, another one of the rare locations. Morph. That's a good one.
You're going to see him.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of him.
All over. People are going to be experiment with this guy, not just in this set, but in the sets to come. He is a card that everybody's going to want to play set of, because he's just enables different decks in different ways. He is insanely good.
No enchanted, but we did get a foil of Mr. Snoops.
Oh, Snoop stand it.
Well, I'd say it was a pretty successful box. 5 regular legendaries, 1 legendary foil. I think obviously the big hitters are going to be the Jafar and the Ursulas, no doubt.
100%, yeah. I think that the Jim Hawkins is another sleeper hit. Very big.
Great cards.
We got very lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Very lucky. Once again, guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We're coming at you from Cadets Toys and Comics here in Spring Hill, Tennessee. We'd love to see you here. We do have a starter deck tournament that we're going to stream live on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's going to start around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, somewhere in there. It is 3 o'clock? Okay. Official time, 3 o'clock. We're going to have a featured match being played, so people will be able to watch starter deck play. We're also going to have all these products here available for sale starting tomorrow morning. Some things are very limited, so you might want to get here early. Gonna
Yeah.
have plenty of packs, plenty of starter decks, some boxes, everything. But other than that, once again, I want to remind everybody to follow, like, subscribe, leave comments on all the socials for us. It really helps us out. And reminder, we got Lorcana League starting up, and there's Pikachu.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, thank you all for tuning in. Check us out online, and hopefully we'll be back here soon with more content. All right?
Wish you guys the best. All right.
All right. Have fun.
Have fun. Man, what a killer. Oh.